years old, and tonight his family is calling for justice. Nate Rogers live with more. Nate.
Absolutely, guys. The shooting death of Dexter Reed has angered many activists and residents here in the city who say there continues to be a pattern of excessive force by law enforcement in Chicago. The Civilian Office of Police Accountability says officers fired 96 shots at the 26-year-old after he first shot at police. Complete chaos outside CPD's 11th District, demonstrators blocking streets and clashing with police. Close to 100 activists and concerned Chicago residents standing in solidarity, demanding justice following the death of Dexter Reed.
We don't need armed police officers to tell somebody to put their seatbelt on. Dexter's vehicle had tinted windows, so the argument that they were looking for a seatbelt issue doesn't make sense.
COPA investigators say the 26-year-old fired at police first during a traffic stop here in Garfield Park. Police body camera footage shows Reed out of the car, now on the ground, with officers continuing to shoot.
They fire away 96 times in 41 seconds. They fire away 40 times on an unarmed man outside his vehicle.
Reed was 26 years old, previously a basketball standout at Westinghouse High School, leading the team to a regional championship. His mother said he loved to cook and wanted to pursue a career in broadcasting.
He had just bought his new car 3 days before that, and he was just riding around in his car. He said, "Mom, going for a ride." And they killed him. They killed him. They killed them. They killed them.
Reed supporters are calling for the department's tactical teams to be abolished and the officers involved criminally charged.
We're looking at a lynching executed by police officers. That's what we're looking at. We're looking at another Laquan McDonald.
No, a Chicago police officer was shot in the hand during that interaction with Dexter Reed. Chicago police confirming with us tonight that one person was detained by police following tonight's demonstration. Of course, we'll continue to follow this story, keep you updated on air and online. Outside the 11th District, I'm Nate Rogers, Fox 32 Chicago.
All right, Nate, thank you so much. I'm Tia Ewing at the live desk tonight. It's 41 seconds of video leading to hours of debate and protest tonight. And we want to take a deeper look at the video that was released.
Roll the windows down.
The day was March 21st. Behind the wheel of this GMC SUV is 26-year-old Dexter Reed Jr.
Hey, don't roll the window up. Don't roll the window up.
Reed tells the officer he isn't doing anything and rolls the window back up. The officers hurl expletives at Reed to open the door, and within 16 seconds, you see tactical unit officers responding to gunfire that appears to come from Reed. One officer is shot in the wrist and the others take cover and start firing. During the barrage of gunfire, here you see Reed get out of the SUV. It turns out that he was unarmed. Eventually, he collapsed to the ground. The only female officer continues to tell Reed, who appears unconscious, not to move, and then he's handcuffed. She later says all 4 of the officers pulled the trigger.
All of us were shooting.
96 rounds were fired in 41 seconds at Reed. One officer alone fired 34 shots.
Shooting a police officer can never be condoned. Never condoned, never excused. I will never stand for that.
In July of 2023, Reed was charged with unlawful use of a weapon. And just a year ago in April, Reed was charged with retail theft. In this arrest report, it indicates he had mental illness and was on medication. The investigation is just getting underway.
Our team will interview the officers involved in this incident and their legal representatives later this week. These interviews, while constitutionally protected to prevent self-incrimination, will be instrumental in filling any gaps and giving a clear picture of this tragic encounter.
The officers involved in the shooting are now placed on routine administrative leave for 30 days. And of course, this is a story that we will continue to follow closely. Scott and Dawn, back to you.
How are you doing? This is Nathaniel Sosa, and today I'm going to talk to you about Dexter Reed. Dexter Reed is a former college basketball player that was unfortunately shot and killed by Chicago police officer recently. Police fired. I'm going to read you an article from the Washington Post by Jennifer Hassan. Article titled, "Police fired 96 shots in 41 seconds, killing black men during traffic stop." Dexter Reed's mother remembers the last time she saw her son alive. "Mom, I'm going for a ride," he told her before heading out in the car that he had purchased just 3 days earlier. Reed, 26, was killed that same day when tactical unit police officers fired 96 bullets at him within 41 seconds, according to Chicago Civilian Office of Police Accountability, or COPA, which investigates allegations of police misconduct and police shootings. He was just riding around in his car, Dexter's mother, Nicole Banks, told Fox 32 Chicago on Tuesday as she broke down in tears. "They killed him." COPA released video footage of the shooting Tuesday and said its investigation of the officer's use of deadly force on March 21st remains ongoing. The Chicago Police Department told CNN that it was cooperating with COPA's investigation and that it cannot make a determination on the shooting until all facts are known and this investigation has concluded. The department did not immediately respond for the request for comment from the Washington Post. According to COPA, police stopped Reed for not wearing a seatbelt. In several body camera videos, multiple officers can be seen exiting an unmarked vehicle and surrounding Reed's car, which had tinted windows. The officers demand he unlock the open door and not roll up the window. Upon stopping Mr. Reed, multiple officers surrounded his vehicle while giving him verbal commands. While Mr. Reed did not comply with these commands, officers pointed their firearms at Mr. Reed, COPA said. Officers can be seen retreating as they asked Reed to exit the vehicle, then shots can be heard. COPA said its review of the footage and initial reports appear to confirm that Mr. Reed fired first, hitting one officer, while four others returned fire. Reed can be seen staggering out of the vehicle before collapsing onto the road as officers approach his motionless body. They can be heard telling Reed not to move. A pool of blood can be seen on the ground next to Reed as officers place him in handcuffs. Ultimately, there was an exchange of gunfire which left Mr. Reed dead and an officer shot in the forearm. COPA said, adding that a gun was recovered from the front passenger seat of Reed's car. Andrew M. Stroth, the family's attorney, said Tuesday that the plainclothes officers did not announce they were police officers. The footage shows many officers in plain clothes, with some wearing vests with the word police on them. According to COPA, police continued to shoot at Reed after he left his car and fell onto the ground. The agency noted that Reed was struck by gunfire multiple times and was transported to the hospital, later pronounced deceased. Stroth described Reed as a star athlete who enjoyed playing hoops and loved to cook and spend time with his family. He called on Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson to disband these tactical units. They have been terrorizing communities. Johnson said Tuesday that he was aware the footage was extremely painful and traumatic, and that the officers involved in the fatal shooting have been placed on 30-day administrative leave. As mayor and as a father raising a family including 2 black boys on the west side of Chicago, I am personally devastated to see yet another young black man lose his life during an altercation with police, Mayor Johnson said. Mayor Johnson said that he had spoken with Reed's family over the weekend and that he committed to a transparent investigation. Stroth called on Cook County's State Attorney Kim Foxx to move swiftly and to get justice for the Reed family, and said the people of Chicago deserve to have awareness and full knowledge of police shootings. In a statement Tuesday, Foxx said it is imperative that we let the investigation take its course. Be assured our commitment to finding justice for everyone involved is unwavering, she said. If you didn't stop my nephew, he will be alive today, Reed's uncle told CNN on Tuesday. Reed's death has once again reignited debate and anger over police brutality and excessive use of force in the United States, prompting protests outside a Chicago police station this week, with activists, residents, and family members calling for justice. There have been at least 9,497 fatal police shootings in the United States in 2015. According to the Post database, in the past 12 months, at least 1,116 people have been shot and killed by police. Police killings of black Americans, including Tyree Nichols, Breonna Taylor, and George Floyd, have prompted protests and racial reckoning that translated into hundreds of bills aimed at curtailing law enforcement powers and reshaping policing. How many more black and brown men need to die before the city will change, Strauss said. Again, rest in peace to Dexter Reed. Again, a talented basketball player, young man. It was unfortunate that he lost his life. And what I will say to a lot of young men, a lot of young women, black, brown, and white, even though you may be afraid or scared or nervous or irritated when police approach you, it is best to listen to exactly what they say. They want you to roll your windows down, roll them down. Let them know if you have a gun, let them know that you have a gun. They say step out of the car, step out of the car. Especially if you are a minority, I would say, and that's not to say that things cannot happen even if you listen to the police officer's every word, but it is in your best interest to do exactly what the police officer say without attitude and without force. Now, on Dexter's side, I would also say just because I saw people looking up his record, and it showed that he had a FOID card, which you could be arrested for, and then he had another case. And what I don't like is when people look up people's backgrounds, and in a sense that they deserve what happened to them because they have a background. Even if you have a background or you've done something wrong, what I always heard a great man say, you do not deserve to die. You do not deserve to die because of your race. You do not deserve to die because of your background. You do not deserve to die because you made some mistakes before in your past. You do not deserve to die. And also, and I always talk about my friends with the police, I feel like police should be trained more to shoot to kill. I believe police should be trained to where they can shoot to disarm a person from their weapon or disarm them from a situation. I know it's a scary thing, but these are young men and women who are trained with firearms on a daily basis in the academy, and I feel like there should be better training for the police to shoot to disarm people. I think that police should be, trained to shoot to kill when it's needed, but I don't think every shootout they should just be aiming to kill someone. I believe that police need to be trained more to shoot to disarm a person, and not necessarily it shouldn't be kill first. Like I said, it's unfortunate that this young man lost his life, and I don't think police should be firing 100 shots at somebody. If they hear initial gunshot, police definitely should be running for cover, firing back to possibly disarm a person. I just don't think police should be shooting to kill initially. Now, if the police officer did get hit, I've heard that the bullet may have come from another police officer, and also in this article they said it may have come from Dexter Reed. We just do not know, so more reports will come out about that. But as a black man myself, I am tired of other young black men losing their life to police brutality. This is a hard situation because Dexter may have fired first. I understand he could be scared, but to a lot of black men and women, or minority black men and women, listen to what the police have to say, and they ask you to step out the car, even if you don't want to step out the car. Even, it's unfortunate, even if you know your rights and what they should be doing, a lot of times these rights and these laws are not applied, even though we are Americans or we are citizens. A lot of people don't think of us that these rights apply to us. So even if you're saying, well, you can't just ask me to step up my car, and the police officer is not following you, you may be shot because of the color of your skin, and especially because you're a male. Do exactly what the police say, even if you're afraid, even if you don't want to, because it may save your life. That's one of the main things. This is a very touchy subject. It's happened so many times over my life, and I'm only 36. I can only imagine how many more times it has happened that we have not caught on tape before we had body cams, before we had social media. So just rest in peace to the young man. Again, I don't like when things like this happen and people look up people's backgrounds. if the young man had a background, he does not deserve to die. Dexter Reed did not deserve to die. Rest in peace to him. Prayers to his family. Also prayers to the police officer that got shot. Thankful he's still alive. You know, this is Nathaniel Swopes of Swope signing out. And you all have a good one.